Even go! 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 Go!
Yeah! Good job.
No, that we get.
Whew, good job. Squad needed it. Played Fever way. I love it. More of them.
She was benched, injured, practically forgotten. For 21 long days, the basketball world moved on without Caitlin Clark. The New York Liberty were riding high, steamrolling opponents like they had already claimed the championship. And then, on June 14th, it happened. Clark stepped back onto the hardwood, stared down the undefeated Liberty, and delivered one of the most jaw-dropping performances in WNBA history. Not just a win, a warning.
I don't know if you guys have seen or heard, but Caitlin Clark is, in fact, back.
Back in the lineup. I'm ready to go.
I think you're just excited more than anything. You know, it gets kind of difficult when you prepare for a game. Obviously, when I'm on the bench, still knowing the scout, knowing everything that the other team's going to do, and still trying to mentally prepare and go through everything like I'm going to play, even though I knew I wasn't going to play. So, you know, doing that, but also knowing I was going to be able to be active today, I think gives you a little extra juice. So I'm certainly excited just to get back out there, get playing, and really good opportunity for us at home here, coming off of a loss. So it's a big game.
It wasn't just the stat sheet that turned heads. It was how she did it. The logo threes, the court vision, the fearlessness. In a single night, Clark didn't just announce her return. She flipped the league's power structure on its head. What you're about to hear isn't just a game recap. It's the inside story of how a 22-year-old superstar took the narrative and set it on fire.
Then she holds her, watch this, with her shoulder and on her arm when she follows through and then fouls her for the 4th time on her arm. It's cheating. It's plain as day. The haters will say, she got locked up. Yeah, if you're fouling the whole game. But I'm going through this entire game. The corrupt refs gave this game to New York, and they still barely won.
Just 3 weeks earlier, the tone was very different. On May 24th, Caitlin Clark took a hard hit against this same Liberty squad. In a game marred by poor officiating and relentless physicality, Clark suffered a quad strain that sidelined her indefinitely. It wasn't just a bruise. It was a blow to the heart of a franchise still searching for its identity. The Liberty, meanwhile, looked unstoppable. Their dominance seemed complete, and many believed Clark's injury had eliminated the only real threat to their reign.
Just coming into this after 2 weeks off, do you anticipate being on the minutes restriction today?
Not that I've been told. I don't anticipate, a certain level. I'm not a huge fan of minute restrictions. I think that's silly. I told them, I don't want to come back unless I'm 100% full go. Why would I be out there to play 20 minutes? I'm out there to win and give everything I have for this team.
If you're already hooked by this story, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, and drop a comment below about Clark's return. We're a small channel trying to bring you real sports stories with depth, drama, and no fluff. Your support helps us stay independent and push more of this content your way. We read every single comment and shout out our favorites in future videos.
Coach White has told me, just give yourself a little grace as you kind of figure things back out, as you get back into the groove here. I've missed 5 games. My teammates have played 5 more games than I have. So it's just going to be a little bit of, shaking the rust off, giving myself some grace. But I feel like I've prepared in the manner that I'm ready for this game. I feel like I've been great in practice. I feel like our team has been really good in practice. And obviously practice isn't the exact replica of a game, but I think Coach White does a really good job of putting us in situations that are going to be fairly similar.
The critics? They were quick to pile on. She's too small. She's overrated. The league figured her out. Some even questioned if Clark would come back at all this season. That May 24th game wasn't just physical. It was personal. And for the Liberty, they thought they had neutralized a storm. But in reality, they had only stirred it up.
This for UNESCO, and here comes Clark. This is one thing you get with Clark is great pace and great passes. Found Boston perfectly.
For 21 days, Caitlin Clark watched from the bench. The Fever went 2-3 without her, struggling to find rhythm or identity. Meanwhile, the Liberty continued their reign of terror, racking up wins, intimidating opponents, and making it look easy. Every Liberty victory seemed to erase more and more of Clark's early season highlights. The media turned their attention elsewhere. Analysts speculated about her injury, her future, even her ceiling as a professional.
And Cunningham is down behind the play, but they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from two players with incredible up. Ball from Cunningham. Clark, another long three. She's back.
But what they didn't see, what no one could see, was the storm brewing beneath the surface. Clark wasn't sulking. She was studying, preparing, healing. Teammates said she was locked in, dissecting film, staying sharp, and making sure that when the time came she wouldn't just return, she'd be better. The Liberty thought they'd escaped the danger, but they'd unknowingly become the target of her quiet obsession.
And Cunningham is
Caitlin
down
from the
behind
logo.
with play.
Oh my God!
But they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from three. And Cunningham
Logo.
just now getting up as she stayed down near the free throw line on the other end.
Oh!
Okay,
Just
why
coming
did
back.
Oh my
he take that?
gosh!
An ankle
Oh
injury
my
and then
God!
Johannes
And of
very
course, Marine
cool.
Johannes
Two
countered
players
it. Not
Reed.
for the logo, but this is why I
Caitlin
love
from
the
the
NBA.
logo again! We got a shootout! We got a shootout!
Oh
Oh
Again!
my God! No! No! No!
Even her own fans weren't sure what to expect. Would she hesitate? Would the quad hold her back? Could she still explode off the dribble, stop on a dime, and bury those impossible logo threes? The doubts were everywhere, on sports shows and fan forums across social media. And that made what came next even more unforgettable.
He check her!
Ball
He check her!
from Cunningham.
Get her the ball! Get her the ball! One more time! Cross! A
Clark,
logo
another
again!
long three.
Ah!
No! Oh!
She's back.
Oh my
Most
God!
dynamic
This isn't real.
player in the game.
What?
9 points in 38
No.
seconds for Caitlin. She hit all three threes.
And not only 9
What
and
is
30,
going
but look
on?
at the depth
I
on
don't know. I'm
these field
living
goal
in-
attempts. She's
This
certainly
is-
feeling
Oh
it.
my
Right
God.
side.
I'm
Right
speechless.
side.
No.
Now come back to your favorite spot
Oh.
again. It doesn't
Oh.
matter if there's a hand.
What
in
am
her
I
face.
watching?
As game day approached, the anticipation boiled over. No official minutes restriction, no hesitation, just Clark, laser-focused and ready. She told reporters, "I don't want to come back unless I'm 100% full go." Her message was clear. If she was stepping on that court, it was with the intention to dominate. And dominate she did.
Caitlin Clark. Then steps back with the three over Brianna Stewart.
Over 2.22 million viewers tuned in, the second highest viewership for a WNBA game ever on ABC and ESPN+. People didn't just want to watch, they wanted answers. Could Clark return from injury and take down the best team in the league? Was she still that player? The buzz was electric. Fans flooded the arena, cameras fixated on her every warm-up shot. You could feel it in the air. This wasn't just a regular season game, it was personal.
First loss of the season. Caitlin wisely killing some more clock. And maybe the dagger. Kelsey Mitchell lighting it up here in the fourth quarter.
And then, she stepped onto the court. No limp, no fear, just pure, controlled fury. Every movement in warm-ups was precise. Every interaction with teammates had purpose. The Liberty were undefeated, but Caitlin Clark had come to rewrite the script. The opening minutes were competitive. Both teams traded buckets, probing each other's defenses. The Liberty looked confident, polished. But then, like a fuse being lit, Clark detonated. She pulled up from 34 feet, a shot so deep it barely made sense unless you knew Clark. The net snapped, and the crowd roared. Seconds later, another deep bomb, this time from 28 feet. It wasn't just range, it was daring. She wasn't testing the waters, she was setting them on fire. The Liberty bench stood up, stunned. Their players looked confused, maybe even a little shaken. This wasn't the Clark they thought they'd beaten 3 weeks ago. This was something else entirely.
Clark nails it. A 17-0 run.
And then, boom, a third one. From 31 feet. Swish. In just 38 seconds, Caitlin Clark dropped 3 logo threes, tied her career high for threes in a game, and completely shifted the momentum. The noise in the arena reached a level where players had to pause before continuing play. Even Brianna Stewart, the reigning MVP, could be seen nodding in stunned respect. Everyone knew this wasn't just a hot streak. This was Clark announcing her return with a vengeance.
We understand that basketball is a game of runs, and not being able to just give up in those moments. I think, especially in that run, our bench came in and provided some really, really good minutes. Really just proud of, Sophie coming back, being able to contribute like she did, plus 31 tonight. She was a big part of that run. So I think just being able to trust 1 through 11, 1 through 10, that we're going to go out there, have each other's back, and we're going to work through those tough times, because New York's a really good team. They're going to go on runs. They're going to have those moments where we can't stop them for a period of time, but it's how do we fix that? How do we change that momentum? And just really proud, of our group for staying with it.
By the final buzzer, the stat sheet looked almost fake. Clark racked up 32 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds in just 31 minutes. Her shooting, efficient and ruthless. 11 out of 20 from the field, 7 of 14 from 3. These weren't easy buckets. These were contested shots, fast breaks, logo bombs. She didn't just match the moment, she defined it.
It is shocking to see Kennedy Burke miss 1 3 this season. She's leading the league at over 60%, but to see her miss a couple.
Count it. As Mitchell celebrates from the floor.
Mitchell is simply such a great cutter, and this time going again from the right side to the middle of the floor. Colson head up, finds her, drops the pass. What a tough finish as well.
Her movement, fluid. Her first step, still deadly. If there were doubts about her quad, they evaporated with every drive to the basket, every lightning quick cut, every fearless attack in the paint. Medical experts had warned that quad injuries could limit power and agility, but Clark looked faster, sharper, more confident than ever.
Found Boston perfectly. Boston being very physical with Sabali. Count it.
Fake left, drive right, make it all look so easy.
Blocked by Boston.
And it wasn't just about scoring. Clark's playmaking was surgical. Those 9 assists weren't padding. They were game-shifting dimes that created open looks for teammates. She made the defenders guess. Would she launch from the logo again? Or thread a no-look pass through traffic? The Liberty had no answer. Every adjustment they made was already obsolete by the time she made her next move.
So congrats on your great performance.
Thanks.
Just want to let you know you have a huge fan base in Hong Kong.
Oh, I appreciate that.
And
hopefully I'll get there one day.
And today, there are 5 Hong Kong fans fly from Hong Kong to
No
Indiana.
way. Oh my gosh.
And the hour is 22 hours.
No way.
Oh
So my goodness. Well, I wish I could have met
them. Just want to say
them.
this, including me.
If you know them, tell them thank you for coming. That's incredible.
Yeah, so any plans you will visit Hong Kong with your teams in the future years?
Yeah, maybe we'll head to Hong Kong after the season. I mean, I certainly hope to go to Hong Kong one day. It's incredible to see the type of reach that we can have and how much people love basketball across the globe. So that's really cool. So if you know them, tell them I say hello. And
what set this game apart from other Clark highlights was how it lifted everyone around her. This wasn't a solo act. 5 different Fever players scored in double digits, something that hadn't happened all season. Kelsey Mitchell dropped 22 points, including a clutch fourth-quarter stretch where she added 10 points to help seal the game. Lexi Hull, quietly lethal. She went 3 of 4 from beyond the arc and finished with 14 points. Sophie Cunningham returned from her own injury and posted a plus 31 rating for the night, meaning the Fever outscored the Liberty by 31 points while she was on the floor. Aaliyah Boston? She owned the paint with a double-double, 10 points and 11 rebounds. The Liberty were overwhelmed, not by one player, but by an entire system that was firing in perfect sync. Even veteran Sydney Colson stepped up with 10 points, 6 assists, and the kind of smart plays that don't show up in highlight reels. She steadied the ship when it mattered most. This was a team playing with identity, confidence, and unity. And it all started with Clark setting the tone, perhaps the most telling moment of the night. When Clark sat in the fourth quarter to rest, the Fever extended their lead. That never used to happen. It showed that this team had matured. They weren't just leaning on their superstar anymore. They were executing like a playoff-caliber unit. The Fever hit a franchise record 17 three-pointers, shooting 48% from deep. And they didn't just beat the Liberty. They ended a 9-game winning streak and handed them their first 100-plus point loss of the season. This wasn't just about revenge. This was about sending a message to the rest of the league. The Liberty walked into Gainbridge Fieldhouse undefeated and left with doubt in their eyes. The Fever didn't just expose weaknesses, they made a statement. The league had crowned its champions too early. Clark and company weren't waiting their turn anymore. That night wasn't just about points or wins. It was about impact. After the game, Clark learned that 5 fans had flown 22 hours from Hong Kong just to watch her play live. Her reaction? Genuine awe. "That's incredible," she said. "I hope I get to meet them someday." In a league still fighting for recognition, moments like that matter. Caitlin Clark is more than just a player. She's a global draw, a cultural shift. When someone can pull 2.2 million viewers, ignite international fan bases, and draw standing ovations from MVPs, all before finishing her rookie season, you're witnessing more than talent. You're witnessing change. And if the WNBA is smart, they'll ride that wave. Because Clark isn't just reshaping games. She's reshaping narratives, redefining ceilings, and introducing a generation to what women's basketball really looks like when unleashed. In one night, Caitlin Clark silenced every doubt, humbled the league's defending champions, and transformed her team from hopefuls into real contenders. But make no mistake, this wasn't her peak. It was just a glimpse of what's to come. She didn't return to be a highlight. She returned to be a problem. And here's the truth. If you're not watching the Fever in 2025, you're missing the biggest story in sports. Clark isn't just back. She's leading a movement, a team, a future. And the rest of the league? They've been put on notice. If this video gave you chills, like it, share it, and subscribe to the channel. We're just getting started, and your support helps us keep creating high-quality stories that mainstream media ignores. Drop a comment below, fired up for CC, and let's keep this conversation going. This is more than basketball. It's history in the making, and we're here to document every second.